So I have seen personally and just continuously the effects of poor housing. So that was my driver, was to actually have rental housing that was a first class option. Having something that was beautiful, well insulated, cheap to run, and sunny and warm and a nice place to be in. So right from the onset we managed to divert 90% of that bungalow out of landfill. So the gypsum went on to orchards, the single glazed windows went to Tonga post their cyclone, and the rimu that was up on the top of the house was used around these apartments. So all the handles of the kitchen is the rimu from the old house. We've also got benches in the bathrooms that are all made from the old house. So we've designed it all with that ethos in mind. Yeah, so we've got the 4-bin system, and when people arrive, the mixed recycling is the largest bin, the landfill bin is the smallest, and then we have a green cone waste bin. So right from the very onset we were wanting to divert food waste from landfill. So we have the Green Gorilla, the mixed recycling bin is here. It takes all they're all educated on what can go in. We have a sign here that tells you what can go in the recycling bin. We have the landfill, which is everything but that stuff. A couple of folk will use the scales, and basically the instructions are pretty clear. They're all up on the screen and you just follow the prompts. Put your apartment number in, and that's not shown to anyone but you. The individuals that use it find it quite exciting because they're obviously trying to really reduce their waste that goes into landfill. We also have a soft plastics bin, which again, folk have to be educated on what can go in there, and in the summer months to rinse it out, give it a dry, and then squash it in. They also collect e-waste, so e-waste is anything that plugs in. And you can see it's a big area, so we're really allowed for that. So we've got a polystyrene collection here. And when that starts to pile up, I just give them a ring and they will collect that.
Basically it was all about creating community and being less impact on the planet. Waste production's a big part of that. You know, we all know about the methane production of landfills and the story around that. So it really was a key part of making sure this building right in terms of its energy use, its water use. The waste production was a key part of being environmentally friendly. So we had to design that into the building, and we had to build it into the operational side of how the building's run, and we had to educate people who live here on how to manage waste. So it was just a really key part of being an environmentally friendly building, and it's worked out really well. You know, we're very happy with people have embraced it, and the key to that was making it very easy for people to recycle, very easy for people to reduce their waste. And we do find that the people, you know, that live here are pretty passionate about doing it right. So it's sort of self-managed in a lot of ways, that people manage their own waste. One of the important things is feedback to the people that live here. If people have all the recycling facilities but don't really know what that's done to how to the waste they produce, that lack of feedback is it's hard to maintain interest and enthusiasm. So we're quite careful to calculate what the waste figures are every 2 months, and we feed that back to the residents here. So they currently are producing about 1/3 of the landfill per month to what your average Aucklander produces. I guess if you're trying to develop a building, I guess the first thing I would say is that we have found that people that live here crave the ability to manage their waste better. So we've found it's something that really encourages people to want to live here. So it was a really smart decision, not just for the environment, but it makes it quite an attractive place for people to want to live, we've found. The key things are to start thinking about waste right at the very early stages of design. Like, it affects where you put your driveways, it affects what you put in your kitchens, it affects how much space you need to leave for waste. So we've made sure there's enough space, not just for the standard commingle, recycling and landfill bins, but there's enough space for an e-waste bin, for a polystyrene bin, for a soft plastics bin. So you just have to build in a bit more space. Yes, that costs square metres, and there's a cost associated with that, but it's the outcome is a better environmental outcome. And as I say, we do find that people love it. People really enjoy living in a building that looks after waste.